Okay, so here we are back, and we're in Lightroom. And today we're going to be doing some iPhone photo retouching. Because a lot of the photos you see me edit here, or the ones that I've done so far, have all been off of a Sony A7R. Not everybody owns a DSLR or a mirrorless camera or anything like that. So today I'm going to work on this photo strictly from a type of camera, you know, that you have on your phone. Everybody has, one of these, or most people do. So, a lot of photos online on the web, social media are taken with iPhones, Android type phones, and so that's what we're going to work on today. And this isn't iPhone specific, so it's just what I happen to have used. So, break out your Android phone photos and your iPhone photos, and I'll teach you how to do a few minor tricks to it to really make it kind of pop. So here we are at St. Augustine Beach Pier. I was just over in Florida this last week, and I took a bunch of photos with the A7R, and then I took a few with the iPhone, and so now I'm going to retouch this particular one. There's a couple here. This is another one. We have this one, and this is going to be the end result of the one that we're working on today. So basically, first thing first, our normal workflow. I'm going to drag the highlights down, and I'm going to bring the shadows up. Then go to the Option key. Gonna hit that and slide on over till we see some stuff start to pop through the mask layer. Back it back down, and we're gonna do the same thing with the black point. I'm gonna go through this kind of quick because by now I'm sure you've seen some of my other tutorials, or um, you can follow along. At least if you haven't seen my other tutorials, I suggest you go watch them. This will give you a good baseline to follow along with what I'm doing, because I'm gonna do this fairly quick. The whole point of this is to make it so that you're not spending a whole bunch of time, but come out with a great looking photo. So white balance. I can't do anything really with this like I can a raw photo where I have my settings, but I will go ahead and adjust a little bit. Add a little bit of yellow, not much, just a little bit. And we're going to add some magenta too. And this is just going to bring back some of those pinks and purples that were actually there during the sunrise. And let me get rid of this, and well, actually I'll bring it back because I need to control my zoom. So one of the things that I will tell you on a JPEG file, and I should have shot this raw, but most people shoot JPEGs off their phone. There's a lot of artifacts and random junk in your photos on JPEGs. That's just the way that the data is compressed. So if you know how to use RAW on your phone, RAW format, do it. If not, JPEGs are fine, but you're going to have to actually come down here, and we're going to use some noise reduction. So I'm going to zoom in so we can see the changes. You can see, especially in these dark areas, there's a lot of gradient kind of patterns going on, some craziness. So we're going to bring this up, and let's see here. There's that. So let's bring it up to, I don't want to lose too much of the detail, so we'll run it about 40. That gives us a pretty decent amount. And you can adjust the detail layers if you want. I'm going to leave it at pretty much its standard 50. That seems to work about the best. As far as sharpening goes, I am still actually going to sharpen this, but I'm going to be very heavy-handed with the mask. So I'm going to hit the, why isn't it working here for me? So I'm going to hit my key. Oh, it's not letting me mask it. Oh, it is. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. I'm messed up here. So we're going to drag our sharpening up, and I'm not going to do a whole lot. I'm going to do like probably 45, 46. And then I'm going to come down here to masking, hit the Alt key, I'm going to drag it way up, and we're just going to hit the very edges. We don't want to do too much draw any more noise than is already there. That's just going to help us redefine these lines, and that should be good right there. So I'll go back up here because I kind of skipped something. since there's so much artifacting and craziness going on, I don't want to heighten any of those. So I'm actually going to drag the clarity down. This is going to do a couple things. It's going to soften our photo a little bit, and it's also going to take away some of the attention from some of the noise and crazy gradient stuff we got going on. I'm going to boost the vibrance just a bit, because this was a really colorful sunrise that morning, and that still doesn't even do it justice right there, but I don't want to overdo it. That looks pretty good. I think that's just about it. We can see if the upright does anything for us. No, it does not. So off. I'm going to rotate just a hair, just to get it straightened out. Constrain crop. And that's really about it. I mean, that's pretty much all you have to do a basic retouching. I'm going to do a couple of little more advanced things just to show you how to get a little more pop out of your photos. So I've come up here, I'm going to hit this little circle guy here. This is a radiant filter. It's already pretty much where I want it, which is I've added about 20 in yellow and, you know, probably, yeah, half of an exposure stop there. So drag that out. I'm going to make a nice little oval, and I'm going to set it right down over here towards where the sun is, and that's going to give us, I might add a little bit more, I'm not sure yet. That's about right, about half of a stop. And then so that's going to give us just a little bit more light coming in over there, and because I like those settings, I'm just going to right click, duplicate, and I'm going to drag another one down here towards the sand here, and I'm going to rotate it in the direction of the light, you know, where the light was coming from, give it a kind of a, you know, a more natural feeling of, oh, this is actually following the lines of the light instead of something random. So there we go, got a little highlight there. I might take a brush, and it's actually got the same settings too, and I think I'll probably add just a couple little swipes on some of this stuff and give it a little detail. Make that brush a little bigger, drag some of it out. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. I think that sets us up really nice with a really nice photo. Gives us some great details, some additional little pop here and there. And what I'm going to do is, because I can still see some of the gradient noise and it kind of bugs me, I'm going to do something I normally don't do, and that's I'm going to drag my shadows back down just a little bit, and that's going to hide some of that craziness going on over there. So I just took like 18 out of my shadows and dropped them back down to the dark side. I hate the histogram on this. It looks terrible. I'd normally like more of my stuff to be a little more spread out and even, but that's okay. On this, it looks great. We're going to go off of looks on this, and that's pretty much, you know, all we can do. So let's take a look at the before and after, and well, that's not really doing it. Probably just because it's a virtual copy. So let me come over here, and this is the one I'd finished up and done beforehand, just to kind of get an idea of what I was looking at. That's the before, that's the after. Before, after. So you can see it makes quite a big difference, and so play around with it, have some fun with it, play with the lighting, with those brushes, radial filters, things like that, because that can make a huge difference on your photos. So that's something I always suggest, is just play around with it and find something you like. Use those basic steps. You don't have to do exactly what I said. Just, you know, use some of those basic things, and you can adjust highlights if you like it better with a little more highlights in it or whatever. It's just, that's a good starting point to play around with. So I appreciate if you like, subscribe. Be sure to visit my website. It's jamesrenfrophoto.com, and that'll take you to a link where you can book my services, or you can email me if you have any questions, or you want to criticize me. Just make it constructive, please. anything like that, I'll be more than happy to respond and listen, and we can all grow together and make better photos. So y'all have a wonderful day, night, or whatever it is where you are, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.